Today we'll be checking out 21 games running on the Ryzen AI 9 365. I'll be using this, the MINIX ER936-AI mini PC. For the specs, this system uses 2 sticks of 16GB Kingston memory, TDP set to around 54 watts, Windows 11 Pro and the Adrenaline drivers are the latest versions. I'll be using default settings to avoid any trickery. So please, enjoy the ride, and let's step to it. Welcome to Team Pandora.
Subscribble.
First up, Valorant, 1080p high settings.
Dead. Joke's over! You're dead!
And yeah, it's running great. And here it is at 1440p.
Take them! Last player standing.
Nice. Next up is Counterstrike 2 at 1080p high. As you have smoke on screen, this is probably the worst case scenario, and it's pretty playable. Here it is at medium settings with FSR off. And for those that treasure every frame, 720p low. Do we know what's happening? Not at all. But Overwatch 2 seems to run pretty well, even with upscaling turned to off.
It's go time.
Fortnite, 1080p epic high settings, using the performance renderer. With FPS at over 100 while skydiving, we're guaranteed a decent game. I won! And it's even playable at 1440p. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Oh, some mobile action now. Here's Dota 2 1080p best looking. Our frame rate stays at over 80, which is great to see in this nice little game.
DOTA! Let's hit things with axes, DOTA!
For those wanting a more recent game, Diablo IV, 1080p, high settings. And while it is a slower game, 46 FPS is acceptable, but if you just flick on FSR 1, things get much smoother.
What is this?
Civilization 6, Gathering Storm, graphics bench. And now for the AI. And it did this good. Next up is War Thunder at 1080p, maximum graphic settings. While it performs most of the time at over 60 FPS, When there's a lot going on, it can dip just under there. And lowering graphics settings to high gives us a nice boost. Moving on to Genshin Impact, 1080p with FSR off. Yes, we know the Elgato lost audio sync, but frankly, we don't care. It runs perfect. As this style of game seems to be in right now, here's Wuthering Waves. It's more of the same, isn't it?
Moment of resonance.
But as you can see, when special effects are used, we do get slight dips. To smooth these out, FSR is a bit of a lifesaver.
Shape the shapeless.
Time for some races. First up is F124, and as you can probably tell, this game runs fine, even without any FSR magic. And here are the benchmark results.
A race against another crew.
Need for Speed Heat.
That redneck from my first night here?
His crew, the Speed Boys, are ripe for taking down. I'll pull whatever strings I can, but you gotta make yourself worth racing. Earn an invitation.
Unfortunately, we'll need 1080p low settings in order to keep us above 60 FPS. It handles the open world well, but during races when there's a lot of detail on screen, performance can dip below that mark. Still, it's perfectly playable either way. Moving on now to Forza Horizon 5, and at 1080p high with FSR off, it actually performs very well.
The next Horizon arcade event will begin any minute now. Enjoy!
During races we see around a 10 FPS drop, but it still stays above that 60 FPS sweet spot. And here's the benchmark. Street Fighter 6 is just one of those games that has very odd graphic defaults. At 1080p medium, we get around 47 FPS, and switching to low, we can get pretty much full speed. There are some slight dips with special effects, but if you want a solid 60, lower that resolution. Following the trend of strange graphic defaults, here's Tekken 8. Unfortunately, 1080p high settings is not on the menu, but if we switch it to medium, ooh. This is extremely playable, but when multiple effects are on screen, there are slight dips. But if we alter graphic settings, full speed ahead. Next up, Helldivers 2, 1080p low settings. we're sitting just above 40 FPS, but if you use FSR with balanced, much better. And if you want smoother gameplay, 720p.
Dropping a pin, northeast, 100 meters. Thank you.
Robocop next, and yeah, he moves like a slow heavy tank. But personally, I prefer to stay above 30 FPS. Dropping to low settings though, doesn't really make much of a difference. And if you use the SES upscaler, we can get more frames, while it being slightly sharper than FSR.
They came out of the trucks and they just started shooting at anything that moved.
I can see your radius.
But the best way of getting more frames? Lower resolution.
I'm gonna give you 10 milligrams of diazepam to make you comfortable.
Oblivion Remastered. At 1080p medium, 100% resolution scale, we get around 20 FPS. But if you want it smoother and look much worse, the low setting does its job. But if you prefer a healthy middle ground and your game not to look like bum, FSR is definitely on the table. And we also have the option of frame gen. Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that trips up countless onboard GPUs. It's playing here at around 40 in 1080p low, and is actually quite playable with FSR turned on.
Thing's about to crack. If you want it both sides, just blast yourself.
If we turn on frame gen, we can get much higher FPS, but the game becomes a blurry mess. So for some, 720p might be the better option.
Control! Take a moment!
Red Dead Redemption 2 at 1080p medium actually runs pretty well. 40 FPS isn't bad at all for a story-driven cowboy RPG, especially since it's not a fast-paced Twitch shooter. If we change graphics settings to low, we get an extra 3 FPS.
Give me a dime! Give me something!
Get your paper.
But if we use FSR2, over 60.
Do we have a problem here?
But if you don't want to use any upscaling, here's 720p.
Hey, out of the way.
Hey, careful there.
Other side of the fence!
And last up, Typing of the Dead Overkill. It's running at full speed at 1080p, and it's helping my typing skills. And you know who else helps out? These amazing folks right here. If you'd like to help support our channel too, consider joining our Patreon. It's just the price of a coffee each month, and it really helps us keep the lights on. If you're still here, please hit the like button, and you can also join our Discord for a chin wag. This has been Chicken of Team Pandori, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-ra!
I bet you feel like you're the one changing things in the Matrix.